I have no joke for this one. This is a serious episode. I mean, don't get the wrong impression. I love this game, and I'll be here to tell you why. Okay, enough puns. I mean, of course you have no say in the matter. Okay, but really, let's get started and head into the LEGO Hogwarts through the Dumbledore. I am a huge Harry Potter fan, and with the release of the upcoming Hogwarts Legacy game, I wanted to play some of the Harry Potter games. So, starting off with the basics of LEGO Harry Potter and the original Philosopher's Stone, we're gonna have a Harry Potter month, or at least 2 weeks in February. So, starting with a fan favorite game that many people have played, LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 through 4. Harry Potter and his wizarding friends are probably the best LEGO game ever made. That and LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga. And the reviews are about the same. Most scores are around an 8. GameSpot gave it an 8. IGN gave it an 8.5. I prefer to give it a... Wait a minute, not so fast. Now, like many games before on this channel, these sales figures don't seem to be published. Now, I did some digging and found the sales numbers were about 2.7 million, and during that time, bumped the sales figures for the company to a whopping 2.5 billion. Now, if we do some very simple math, and this wouldn't be final numbers whatsoever, but it could give us a very basic idea. So with 2.7 million copies sold, we can times that with the expected retail price. Now, I found out it was $49.99, although the other versions were only $29.99. Now, I'm going to switch it over to Canadian dollars since I'm a Canadian, and that would be around $70. Now, the average PS3 game costs anywhere from $20 million to $30 million. Now, I'm going to say it would cost that $30 million for how big this game is, and maybe the IP. Now, in Canadian dollars, that is about $40 million. So, let's do the math. 2.7 times 4,999 would be $134 million and 973,000. And $179 million, 514,090 Canadian. And minus the 30 million, that's still $104 million and 139 Canadian. Now, of course, that isn't really the number, but it's a basic understanding of what it could have been. Okay, now development is also very secretive, or at least it's lost to time. The game came out on the 25th of June 2010 and was rumored to be released 2008, 2009. The game was developed by John Byrne and his team over at TT Games, and is one of the bigger LEGO games ever released. You know, I think I can leave the development section behind. A lot of older games are locked away forever, and I really hate that. Oops, spelling error. Okay, let's start with the main story. It's Harry Potter. Do you really want me to explain Harry Potter? Okay, sure, I'll give a very basic explanation. There are 4 episodes in years 1 to 4. Can you guess which movies? Starting off with Philosopher's Stone, where we get into Hogwarts, fight a troll, sing to a dog, play chess, and fight a teacher. Then we have Chamber of Secrets, where we fly a car, fight pixies, lose Hermione, kidnap a teacher, and fight a snake, and kill a student. Then was Prisoner of Azkaban, where we get attacked by those things from Lord of the Rings, see a Buckbeak, say goodbye to Buckbeak, say hi to your uncle, say goodbye to your uncle, rewind time, and save yourself. And lastly, we have Goblet of Fire, where girls come to the school, then boys. Then we have the Yule Ball, but we don't. We fight some dragons, swim, have fun in the maze. Okay, maybe not so much fun. Why is this more gruesome than the original? And then we get Crouch Caught. That's the main story of the 4 movies, and they did an amazing job portraying the true wonders of the Harry Potter universe. And while this game is just a straight rip of the movies, it holds its own in terms of our childhoods. This game is still in the back of my tiny mind, showing these stories in such a way that it doesn't just repeat the same things I have watched a million times, but something that adds to the overall story, and the added humor from the characters always helps. The main hub is the Leaky Cauldron, where you can choose where you want to go. You can choose your year and individual level, or you can choose to just simply leave and go to explore the alley. You can buy new characters and new spells, explore bonus levels like Gringotts, and bully fellow wizards. It's really up to you on where you want to go and where you want to play. Though for our video, let's just start by entering the store. Most levels will start with a cutscene, then follow in with a level to explore. This is almost always our favorite Hoggy-Warty Hogwarts. This rendition of the Great Castle is actually a really fun adventure to explore. There are different paths to different classes. You can explore every area in Hogwarts, from classes to bridges. It's all here in that really bad non-LEGO graphics. This is my least favorite part of some of these LEGO games. I hate having realistic graphics next to these little LEGO bricks. It just doesn't work in my opinion. I think this problem pursues into LEGO Indiana Jones, where it just doesn't look right. The backgrounds are made of normal textures, and while this makes sense on a developer point of view, this just looks terrible. What's the solution? Nothing really, but other games have looked better with this style. It's probably just something you have to live with, since the game is not as young as it once was. The castle is in some of the best detail we have seen this far, and it's presented just how I like it. Mass confusion. This is common among Harry Potter games, since this school is not built normally. There are so many different areas to explore that it's really hard to know where to go. If I had to head to Hagrid's hut or potions class, I'd be lost in minutes. The only way not to get lost is our friendly ghost here, who will show the way next. This is also a duoed with the ghost arrow. Spooky. It shows up at doors to tell you where to go next. To get to your next area is mostly boring. You look around for the door with the arrow and you head there. Most times I don't interact with the ghost and just run around till I see the arrow, which is probably makes the open world a bit boring. And sometimes I end up the wrong way. Puzzles for 3-year-olds are also scattered around the map, where you can usually press one button to complete. Now, this isn't always a diss though. Sometimes it can be exactly what you want when exploring the castle at 3 AM watching one of the movies. It can be a really relaxing experience. The puzzles are really basic though, and usually take up time that could be used on actual gameplay. Some of these are fun, like having to talk to paintings and statues or using your wand to create a scene, but others are so brain-tearing they only appear to halt your progress. Most of these are the potion making, where you bizarrely walk around breaking random items until suddenly you find something. Usually there's a snake, skeleton, and flower to place in the pot. There are a variety of potions, and they do different things like invisibility, strength, and probably a longer schlong. It's not always fun to grab 3 items just to progress to another section of the map, where you will inevitably do it all again. Each year will be in the same area. That much makes sense. And one of the better additions they did was the feature that these puzzles actually progress through each year. Once you clear this bridge, for example, the next year the bridge won't be back up. It was placed exactly as it was. This is the same for a lot of different puzzles, and without this feature, the game would be so boring. Imagine going through the same area and having to experience the same puzzles you did like an hour ago. Some puzzles are really annoying too, and tend to be a pain to enjoy twice. There are some aspects that are there to distract you, like students in peril, random locks, and magic that can only be used by certain wizards, and much, much more. And it's not just the castle itself that is modeled and ready to go. The Quidditch pitch is here, and so is the outside areas with Hagrid's hut, Diagon Alley, Hogsmeade, and the Burrow. It's these locations that make the game more than a simple Harry Potter simulator and brings life into the game. Every scene, every location, and every drop of sweat is amazing in this game. The detail of the castle is so great that it might beat out the actual main series games like Order of the Phoenix. At this point, this game just covers more and more seasons of Hogwarts. This is of course accomplished so well with the gameplay. So let's Harry and get started. Okay, that one was bad. The stellar gameplay that LEGO Harry Potter brings out is simply amazing. Or at least for LEGO games it is. The simple gameplay is of course simple, but it doesn't have to be complicated for it to be fun and interactive. As Gandhi once said, a LEGO game is a LEGO game. Okay, I don't think Gandhi made much sense, but who am I to judge? Your gameplay consists of running around and holding down circle until you find an object that is important to the level. And I'm not kidding, it really do be like that. Waving your wand and waiting for something to happen. Though I assume before I move on, we should cover the spells that you'll be using to activate these set items. Okay, we got Wand Go Bye-Bye, Blanky, Up, Anti-Photosynthesis, Blue Balls, Paralysis Demon Be Gone, White Spell defeats black monsters, and Privacy Invasion. All these are responsible for the actions you will complete in LEGO Harry Potter. But for real, During levels, there are many items scattered around the map, and many of them have their purpose for the main puzzle. There are also a lot of items that just serve to give you studs, and it can be a little annoying when trying to solve a puzzle and the item can be moved 12 times just to give you nothing at all. This can make the game feel like it was made for your nephew, but the overall presentation can change the perception. The spells I mentioned all have different effects on the environment, and you can learn them all in class. There are side missions where you can do a quick puzzle, and I give that word very little respect, to unlock a new spell, and while it's only like 8 spells, you just have to do a couple of puzzles. There are probably some of the most important spells in the Wizardry world though, but most importantly, they're the ones most common in the movies, and everything learned makes pretty good sense. And is a really fun detail is that the fact that Harry is the only main character of the 3 to have the Patronus spell in the game, but everyone but Harry has the ridiculous spell, since he never learned it in the movies or books. Though since everyone did it and said one word, I'm sure he could learn it in like seconds. There are hundreds of characters to unlock, a great amount of spells, and a whole castle to explore. It really is up to you on how you want to spend your time here at Hogwarts. The interactions between all characters cannot be glossed over. There is a lot going on here. And without voice work, the game makes good use of the characters like Ron and Harry, who have always had a goofy side to them. LEGO Harry Potter Years 1 to 4 is one of my favorite LEGO games, and I own both of them on PS3, though I use the collection for the better graphics. If I had to score such a fun childhood game, I would have to give it an 89 out of 100. Out of every LEGO game, this is one of the best, and deserves to be with the top dogs. There isn't anything bad with it. It's long, has great moments, tells a great story, and has some really fun mechanics. I am truly happy with this title.
Caw, caw. Ah!
Sucker, it was me the whole time.